you would not believe it. So yeah, I'm gonna hold off on that, man. Because I really, honestly, not because I'm afraid to talk about it. I just want to make sure I have all of my thoughts together. Because when you're recalling things from trauma, like it gets blurry. That's how when I first talked to Daryl and I said the 14 thing, that was a result of the trauma. Like I'm trying to recall everything that happened to me and process it. And I said that number, but it is what it is, man. I know what happened. He knows what happened, and that's what that is. So.
Yeah, brother. Well, listen, man. I support you, and I'm telling you publicly that I'm going to have you connect with an attorney, right, to protect you and your family and to move forward with whatever legal proceedings that you need to do, and I'm paying for it. That's what I can do. And if you need any help with any therapy or whatever, I have someone that I use that for my church, my ministry, and that's someone that I trust. And if you need that, I'll take care of the bill for that as well. And I don't want to get into the open investigation in North Carolina, but I just want to ask one question. That case is still open, correct?
Oh, it's for sure still open, man.
Something that everybody don't know. If I am in your life and I am helping you, not just me, but there's others that was on the staff doing the same thing, because there were some that were more affluent than others. We were the reason why they had food, water, clothes, homes, and cars. So if I disconnected myself, you don't have that anymore. So I feel that's the reason why the very first time in 2010, after we kicked him out of the house, and then later on kicked his wife out about 2 months later or a month later, I think that's the reason why he started those rumors then. And then he apologized, said he was sorry, he was being emotional. People was in his ear about my sexuality in the Greensboro area. So he came back and he apologized. His mama begged me to let him come back. And she said she didn't believe anything that he was saying. And, I shouldn't have let him come back. But it was then that I knew who he was, in my opinion. I knew then that there was some kind of something that he had as it relates to me that was strange. And so from 2010 all the way till I closed the church in 2017, the people around me were really informing me about his relationship with me. Because even then, although we were not even in each other's life except for seeing him at church or on shows or after church, or if we all went out to eat after church like a group of us, I would see him then. Even then, everybody was cautioning me, and they didn't really have to, because by that time, I was already like, I don't trust you anymore to tell that kind of lie. So then when I cut him off again in 2017, which is when I closed the church, then the rumors came up again.
Let's talk about these rumors. He's accusing you.
Before we do it,
There's a text thread that reveals just how mad Lavontraye was at Larry when Larry severed ties with him socially. That's in a Facebook DM exchange between Lavontraye and Larry. I'm not sure if Larry, you need to share that.
You want to share that now? Let me see. Yeah. So there's a rumor going out there that Larry kicked Lavontraye out of the house because he got married, and Larry was jealous of the fact that Lavontraye had a wife. But you just described you kicked them out at two separate times. So that's true, right?
Yeah, and I can prove that through email.
Okay, good. All right, what are we about to see, Conscious?
So what you guys are about to bear witness to is a 2017 Facebook DM exchange between Lavontraye and Larry. If I was to go back, it begins with Larry messaging Lavontraye.
Blew up doing well, and they not a part. And all the old friends they see around me, a part of my staff, they driving Mercedes, living in houses, and doing well and traveling the world. That's the problem.
All right.
And while we're on Tasha K, can I insert something?
Go ahead, Conscious.
To go back to that whole age thing, she said recently on a live stream a few days ago, it was in that video titled Larry Reid Confesses to Touching Teenage Boys. Mm-hmm. At the end of her running his Patreon material, she says, Lavontraye never, ever said that he was fondled or molested or physically violated by Larry at 14, that he was only groomed by Larry between 14 and 15. And she asserts this at the end of that commentary, that Lavontraye never said, ever, that he was touched going back home and carrying on, but going to the police station and taking her son in tow with her.
Okay, so let's talk about Tasha K. I found this tape on the internet where she's talking to you, and she's saying that somebody brought her some information saying that you touch boys, and did you want to come on your channel and on her channel and defend yourself? And you were adamant, like you said no, because who would say that? I never did that. There's no evidence out there. Who recorded this? Why was it recorded? And how come she just didn't tell you what the receipts were?
Because she I think in her mind, I don't know. And maybe this is not true, but in her mind, I think she wanted it to be true. And she thought that I would say something to give her that thing she needed to nail me to the cross. But I was asking her adamantly, I said, Tasha, why would you call me to tell me about this and not tell me what the hell it is? And what are you talking about? She said, this person, you sent a text in your name saying, apologizing. I said, if I apologize to anyone, it won't for no child molestation. That's what I told her. And I said, if anybody give you a receipt saying I did, it was made up. I said, so if you go on your platform saying any of this, you're telling a lie, because I'm telling you, I've never did that to anybody.
She refused to tell you what the receipts were.
Yeah.
What do you think why won't she just tell you? And do you think these are the same receipts that she's saying that we will get at the end of this documentary?
Yeah, it's the response. It's whatever was in the Facebook inbox. And I probably did say the word apologize, but like if you see in the Del Quan one, I said the same thing to him, because I did kick these people out, withdrew my resources, and their life hit rock bottom. They were homeless.
Okay, that's a motive. Okay, they're mad.
His mama, even after she left my ministry, was living in a van.
Wait, what?
Yes. Oh my God. So all of this, in my opinion, there's several different motivators, but the main one is that I dropped them, left them, blew up, doing well, and they not a part. And all the old friends they see around me, a part of my staff, they driving Mercedes, living in houses, and doing well and traveling the world. That's the problem. I dropped them, left them, blew up, doing well, and they not a part. And all the old friends they see around me, a part of my staff, they driving Mercedes, living in houses, and doing well and traveling the world. That's the problem.
All right.
And while we're on Tasha K, can I insert something?
Hi, everyone. Thank you guys for coming in. I see you out there, Mad Church Disease. I know you hear that. I know you heard that. I meant to say, yeah, why did he even need to say that? Exactly. Okay, let me put Mad Church Disease comment there. Hi, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right. Another segment of Lavontraye Andrews' allegations against Larry Reid. Okay. I think he is. Well, it may seem. Let me. Okay. Oh, that's my first time hearing it. What the? Oh, okay. I didn't know. I didn't know it was your first time at Church Disease. Yes, I listened to this interview 3 times. Okay. I had to go through this over and over again. I had to listen to Tasha K interview as well. I had to replay the interview so I can be able to hear clearly, right? So Clarissa, welcome. So Clarissa says, you think you nailed your own self to the cross, Larry. This is what look at Mad Church Disease. So you nailed your own self to the cross. This is in Clarissa's opinion, that Larry nailed his own self to the cross. All right, let me get some shout outs before we begin. There are some things that I heard in the commentary that he did on these platforms. He's hopping from platform to platform, right? And I would like to give shout outs to King Payne. Well, first of all, Dara Moore. King Payne. He has good commentary. Sean, he does his commentary as well. Great commentary. I sat there, and I mean, it's just like watching a movie, right? When you listen to King Payne and Sean's commentary, it's like watching a movie. Daryl commentary is more detective, investigative type commentary. I love his commentary. He goes in depth, and he's, he have that very investigative type style. Hi, Mr. Jason C. Welcome. Okay, they was on another man's platform today. These folks are online. Okay. All right, so we're gonna get to some things that I heard in the commentary. Okay, and I would like to send a shout out to All About Trees. She actually did an interview with Lavontraye. This, I think, was by accident, wasn't planned. I don't believe it was planned, but I appreciate Lavontraye Andrews watching our content as well, right? I appreciate that. And we appreciate him for coming forward, right? Okay. Yes, it did. It did. All right, there are some things. And that's the other people I probably missed on here. I apologize if I missed you, but I'll send you a shout out in the middle of the video as well. But to those that don't know about this story, King Jives was one of the first ones to leak this on the internet, this information on the internet. But for some reason, he backed away from these allegations. He backed away from the allegations. I was actually on his post, on his page, on his video live that day. That's the reason why you hear the recording of when he says, my God brother told me. I was on that live when he went live. I recorded it, stream recorded it, and everything else, right? I also downloaded the video as well too, but it's in one of my other phones. I got the whole entire video of that. I got the whole entire live, but it's in my other phone. And you know how many phones I change up. I switch up phones a lot. All right, so, oh, the Wiley Show. Okay. All right. So I mean, I'm not like kind of. I mean, I've been watching Wilder for quite some time, but I'm not really deep into his commentary. Like, I don't watch his whole entire commentary. You know, he got to be certain things he talk about, but he does good content. All right, so there may be some other people out there, but let me move on. All right, so Mad Church Disease said, let me put this up here. Mad Church Disease says he don't understand why Larry Reid said the things that he said on Sherelle's platform. You guys know that Larry Reid went on Sherelle World's platform and did an interview, right? It was horrible. It seems like the main focus was the text messages between him and Lavontraye Andrews around about July of 2017, right? So I actually had to go through all the years. I went through all the ages that Larry Reid was at the time. And according to my chart, Larry Reid was around 28 years old when Lavontraye was 15 years old, around 14 and 15 years old. Larry Reid was 28 years old, right? Hi, let me see your transcript. So if you guys listen very carefully, listen very carefully when you're listening to his testimony about the situation, you will hear him say he was around 28 years, I guess allegedly, when Lavontraye's mother confronted him. This is only allegedly. I don't know if I misheard or what, but I remember him saying something about he was around 28 years old. When this situation first hit, I did say he was around 27 or 28 years old when this situation happened. I didn't have no scale. I didn't have nothing. I just could figure that he was around that particular age. Okay. So we have to understand Larry Reid is turning 45 this year as well, right? Is I'm correct? He'll be 45 next month, right? Is it February the 12th or 13th? One of the two. So we got to remember Larry Reid is almost 13 years older than Lavontraye, right? If I'm wrong, you guys post below, comment below and let me know how old these two are. Let me know how many years they're apart. From what I'm seeing, they are like 13 years apart because Lavontraye's birthday falls in October. So that's the reason why people are getting his ages all mixed up. They're confused about his age, right? So I went through the calculation. Lavontraye he was about 14, 15, 16 years old when all this stuff was happening. I left the report. I'm doing this chronicle thing, right? In my car, but I left it. So, because I know I'd be busy a lot, I'd be doing other things. But anyway, in the report, it states that he was 15 years old when he met Shamako. Exactly, Ernest. So he was about 14, 15, 16 years old. He was that age. When all of this started, he was that age. Okay? Even Larry Reid mentioned he was 16 years old in the commentary on Tasha K channel that he was 16. Lavontraye was 16 years old when he purchased the house. That's what he was saying, because he was going on 17. And you guys got to look at this whole situation too as well. Larry Reid is actually painting a picture around a text message that he received from Lavontraye back in 2017. So that's what I was looking. Hi, Daryl, hold on. Oh, okay. Okay, I miss you in the. I'm just sitting here yapping my mouth there. Okay, you guys, Daryl is in the house. This is the man, right? Since King Jobs did not want to move forward with the allegations against Larry Reid, Daryl Moore took it upon himself to help the victims tell their story. Okay, he helped them. All right. He didn't force them, pressure them. They chose to come out and tell their story on Daryl Moore's platform. Because King Jobs did not want to move forward with the allegations unless he was getting views, likes, subscribers, or whatever. You know, it was just all about a monetary gain for King Jobs, in my opinion. So that's what I wanted to go through was the ages. And CTV, they all focus on the age because somebody trying to get away with murder. Okay. Allegedly, they're trying to get away with murder. They're trying to get away with this child abuse crime. They're trying to get away with it. But that shows guilt, right? And then he says, oh, Lavontraye don't even remember. Of course, you're not going to remember the exact age. And then we got to understand he turns a certain age. He was actually, this is the thing here. He was actually 14 years old, right? He was 14 years old. Let me read it to you. He was 14 years old, and they can't say really how old he really was unless they had the month that he moved in with Shamako. Shamako said he was 15 years old, but he has to actually have the year and he has to have the month because Lavontraye's birthday falls in October, right? So he had to be 14 years old when he moved in with Shamako because he was turning 15 years old in October. So I'm just saying. So he trying to avoid all of that he was 14 and all this and that. Like, I mean, it just real crazy. And I'm so boggled by how CTV over there windmilling for Larry Reid about how old this boy was. Like it's okay for, I mean, this whole thing is sick. Yeah, he is self-destructive. You said Jive the snitch. Jive's over there holding back secrets and stuff, right? Let me see what else I'm missing. Hi, Saint Hudson. Okay, CCV needs to become Superman with all the windows he's jumping out of for Larry. Exactly. So he goes on and does a commentary about an age, about a text message with which we ain't worrying about the text messages because you got to understand this. Facts over opinions. Facts over I don't remember, because in the text it looks like Lavontraye doesn't really barely remember the age, but he was like almost. So that right there can count in court. When you don't remember something, the judge is like, okay, you don't remember because he was such a young boy. Some of the things he's not going to remember, right? You said Larry went all the way up to 19 years. Exactly. He went all the way up to this boy with 19 years old. And we trying to figure out, like, he's 14 years old. He don't turn 15 until October. They don't understand. He was only 17 for 3 months, October, November, and December. In one of his commentary, he also said that Lavontraye was 16 years old when he bought the house. So I'm just trying. He said he bought the house in October. So if he bought the house in October, Lavontraye had just turned 16. Somebody help me with this. He just turned 16. He was 15 years old and he just turned 16. That's what he said in the commentary. Then he said in another commentary, the boy was 17 years old. I was just trying to figure this out. The boy birthday is October the 19th. He has to show paperwork with this house. He got to show some real solid paperwork when it comes to this house. He's trying to make it seem like this boy was 17, 18 years old. I don't know. That's what he said. I don't know. Right? So, but anyway, when they go to court, the judge is not going to look at, oh, so he said y'all knew each other about night. They're not going to really look at that because the text message seems like he just really don't quite remember. They're going to go on facts of how old he was at the time. And they put in a report in the documents, the lawsuit, that he was 15 when he moved with Shamako. First of all, you got to have the month. Did they document all of this information? When Lavontraye came into the house, did they document all this? When they moved all these families in, did they document all this? Did they get any taxes off of all of this stuff that was going on in the house? Right? Him moving families in. Did they document all this stuff? Did they get a tax write-off? Somebody got to dig up this information. All right? You said Larry went all the way. Exactly. I was just trying to figure out because it seemed like he was trying to justify his behavior. Because in the commentary with is still because in the commentary when the commentary on Tasha K channel, he said Lavontraye wanted to come in his room. That's what he said. I don't know if you guys were listening, but that's what he said. This is the commentary he did on his Patreon, and Tasha K had that audio on her channel. So you guys need to listen to this audio where he talks about this transgender that he was teaching how to masturbate. If he was to go to court, they wouldn't care about semantics. The court system doesn't expect a victim to come. Say that. Say that. Y'all read that what Saint just said. If he was to go to court, they wouldn't care about semantics, right? The court system doesn't expect a victim to remember every minute detail and get it correct. All we want to know, did you do it, Larry Reid? That's all we want to know. We know the boy was 14 years old when he moved with Shamako, but you put 15 years old. I sat here all day, all week, sitting here trying to figure out how old this boy was. He was 14 years old. Because you got to remember, they are talking about a 3-month span. You have to talk in a 12-month span when it comes to ages. And since Lavontraye since he turned a certain age in October, that's what got everybody confused. So what I did was I moved his ages up a year. If he was 17 in 2007, that's what they claim. He was actually 17 in 2008 because he was only 17 in 2007, only for 3 months. In 2007, he was 16 years old. Okay? 2007, he was 16 years old for that whole entire year except for October, November, and December. But Larry Reid said when he bought the house, Lavontraye was 16 years old. Okay, he mentioned in the commentary he bought the house in October. Lavontraye should already have been what? He was 16. He was 16 years old. His birthday October 19th. So Larry bought it before October 19th. He was 16. But if he bought it after October 19th and he say he was 16, Lavontraye is 16, somebody's lying. Somebody's lying because his commentary is not adding up. First, he said the boy turned 17 after he bought the house. Then he said he was 16 when he bought. I'm sitting here listening to this commentary. I'm telling you, it is just all over the place. But we know he was 14. I know he was 14. I probably wasn't there, but allegedly this boy was 14 years old. Lavontraye is telling the truth. He was 14 years old, going on 15 years old. So anyway, LR and Shamako are very close. I'm sure he met Lavontraye at 15. He also mentioned, thank you, Pink Collar. Okay. This is what Pink Collar said, right? LR and Shamako are very close. And I'm sure he met Lavontraye at 15. Okay. We heard plenty of times in his commentary, Larry's commentary, that him and Lavontraye and Shamako was very close. So how you, okay. And he talks about I'm just trying to figure this out. He say he do not know this boy from 14, 15, 16. On one of these, on 14 and 15, he say he never met him. And then he mentioned on one of the commentary on Tasha K channel, you guys go listen to the commentary. He said Lavontraye was 16 years old. He said he did not know this boy. This was like maybe 3-year gap, almost 3-year gap. This young gentleman was actually playing drums in Larry's church, and you tell me he never met him. He never said nothing to him. He never smiled. He never. And then how you don't know somebody, but you writing checks to him? You give him $100 a month. And how you have conversation with someone, you take the $100 away from them, then you start giving them $60. How you not know somebody within 3 years? 14, 15, 16, 17. And he's trying to say he met Lavontraye when he was 17, 2007. He won number 17 for 3 months in 2007. Hey, birthday in October. October, November, December. What, you met him at Christmas time at the age of 17? But you went and bought him drawers, and you went to the house with Vincent Hill to buy him clothes. Somebody that's 17, 18 should be old enough to buy their own drawers and their own clothes. Especially they talking about how Lavontraye was messing around with other women or girls or young women in the church, and how he was getting married to his wife. Come on now, all this stuff going on. Why this boy didn't go buy his own drawers? That's what I'm saying. Somebody lying. Somebody is lying. Exactly. Okay, let's get to this because I know Mad Church Disease. Come on, Mad Church Disease. All right, so this is something else I wanted to expound on before we get off of here. And before I need to let some people on here tonight. But I need only guys to get on here tonight because something I have to say. Okay, there's something else I have to say here. All right, so let me turn my little light on here. I probably got a little light here. Okay, you guys, make sure you guys hit the like button. All right, so this is what we want to do tonight. We're gonna let me get my little thing up here. Y'all have to screenshot everything. Have to screenshot, do all kinds of stuff here. All right, so tonight I do have, let me see, hold on, let me turn this off. So tonight, to those that just popped in, we're talking about Lavontraye Andrews' allegations against Pastor Prophet Peddle, alleged PPP Larry, right? So tonight we're basically talking about all all the stories Larry Reid is telling, right? And we're trying to dissect them. All right, we're trying to dissect them for those that only hear what they want to hear when it comes to Larry Reid, because their hearts are so attached. Their hearts are so attached to. Can you guys hear me? So anyway, so I want to go through this here right quick. Hold on 1 second. Somebody was trying to call me on my phone. All right, so tonight there's a few things we need to talk about because Larry Reid was showing signs of this. And this is only in my opinion. Most of the commentary is alleged. All right. So it says here, how do you identify predatory behavior? Okay. Predatory behavior. So Mad Church Z was like, oh my God, I know he didn't say that. All right, so one of the signs of predatory behavior is expressing, oh, hold on 1 second, is creating, I'm gonna say this, creating dependency. And we heard in the commentary how everybody depended on him. And this is what he said. I wrote this down here. This is what Larry Reid said, right? He said, if you disconnect yourself from me, this is what Larry Reid said, you won't have these things anymore. You won't have the car. You won't have the house. You won't have the money. Come on, Miss Betty. Without me, you're nothing. So you telling me all these people in this house was dependent on Larry Reid, and Larry Reid was okay with this? He was creating dependency. So that's the reason why you keep hearing him say, what is it you want? Money. They was mad because, oh, I kicked them out. Listen to his commentary, right? If he was such a loving pastor, somebody that cared for them, he would not brag on the fact that he kicked every last one of those children out of his house or church. Not only the kids, Mad Church Disease, he also admitted and confessed to kicking his wife out. So he laughs about it. He thinks it's funny. That's a problem when you have people living with you and you got to kick everybody out, but you letting them back in. You know why you let them back in? Because they bowed to Baal. Once you bow to Baal, then he will let you back in. Ain't nobody no fool but the devil. Come on now. At all, period. Okay. So that was another type of behavior, and it says expressing jealousy and controlling behavior. Okay. So, okay. So there is, you guys heard it in the commentary that he kicked Lavontraye out of the house because he married his wife or something. He was jealous because Lavontraye got married. I'm just trying to figure this out. He's displaying all this type of behavior on these people's platforms. I'm just trying to figure this out, why he think this is okay behavior. He would not be able to take that type of behavior to court, period, and think the judges or the jury gonna be okay with that type of behavior. That's something wrong. Why would he be called a mentor when he don't even know how to have a stable home, or he does not even know how to care for fatherless children? Somebody help me with this. Somebody please help me with this. He don't even know how to care for children. He don't even know how. How do you kick somebody out the house after they get married? This is only allegedly. But we already heard the commentary. He brags about kicking all these folks out the house. How do you do that? Hello, this barber said, make it make sense. How do you do that? What type of mentor does that to his mentee? I'm just trying to figure this out. That's not good behavior. And I don't know why. I don't know why he think it is, but it's not. Okay? It's not good behavior. It's not good behavior. And I wanted to also say this as well. He said he kicked his wife out so nobody was safe. Exactly. This is what he said out of his mouth. This is what he said out of his mouth. This is nothing we are making up. This is what he said out of his mouth. And then when he started saying the bishop said, I can't find some prophetess or whoever, say he couldn't find a wife, his wife was still there. I think that was that scenario that he was going through at the time when somebody told him to kick his wife out the house, his children, or whoever else was with. I'm just saying that right there was, I think that was kind of mental. I'm just trying to figure this out, y'all. I'm just trying to figure this out. If you kicking everybody out the house, that means you can't get along with nobody. You mad at everybody. You the problem. If you got to kick everybody out, including the kids too, that need you. This man was 27 and 28 years old. And Lavontraye is not always, he's not the only one. There's others. If you got to kick somebody out the house every month, every 2 weeks, you are the problem. Then you try to control the finances. Then you try to control how they think and everything. I'm just trying to figure this out. Who said this was okay? And then this ain't even alleged. All this stuff is on the internet. This is what he said out of his mouth. And I'm going to play it at the end. This is so sad. Let me get to something else before I move on, because I don't want to miss out on nothing I gotta say in this commentary. Hi, Ava. Exactly. Exactly. Because I don't want to miss out on nothing in this commentary at all. So if he's trying, I want to get to this, back to this. So if he's trying to figure out the age and all this, you got to have months. You got to have months with these ages. This is ridiculous. I wrote all this down. All right, make sure I don't. Okay, I talked about it, kicked out. He inconsistent when it comes to ages, and we already know that. All right, make sure this thing is charging up here. My phone. We don't want that phone to go dead. Period. Let me see. Make sure I don't miss anything. Hi, Ava. I don't want to miss nothing. Because when we miss stuff, we have to go back and we have to remember a few things. Okay, so, all right, so I think I did miss something. All right, so he also mentioned about the motivation, right? This is what I need to say as well, right? Larry Reid is trying to build a case to the point where he's trying to discredit Lavontraye's testimony by using Tasha K and Bishop Whitehead's vendetta against him, or he tried to create some type of narrative to dismiss Lavontraye's testimony, accusations, allegations against him. That's why he keep using Tasha K. He said, oh, these are people that hate me. Oh, these are all people. He's running to people that hate me. See, that's why he keeps saying it, because he's trying to build a case around Tasha K and Bishop Whitehead, so that the case that Lavontraye, or the testimony that Lavontraye has, can be thrown out. That's what he's trying to do. But it's not going to work. Okay? And so, okay, let's get to, so I want to talk about that. And he also said that they was trying to, like, Tasha K and Bishop Whitehead and Darren Moore was trying to find people from his past to hurt him, conjure up stuff, make up stuff. So he's trying to build a case. That's what he's trying to do, but it's not going to work, because these allegations was out way before Tasha K came around him, before Darren Moore started talking about it. King Giles knew about it anyway before Darren Moore. The allegation was out way before the beef between him and Whitehead, so that's gonna be that's not even gonna be a win. Hi, Israel. Justice for Lavontraye. Make sure you guys put that in the chat. We got Betty. We got Betty out here. Justice for Lavontraye Andrews. We got Christina Part. Justice for Lavontraye Andrews. Make sure you drop it in the chat. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drop the link down below. That's some other things I have to talk about too as well before we move forward. But I'm gonna drop the link in the chat, and I want any male, okay, no females, any males, correction, Jives only knew about his God. Okay. So Jives only knew about, but I thought Jive knew about the other guys too. So, but anyway, Mad Church Disease says, correction, Jives only knew about his God brother. Okay, Dr. Dingleberry needs to go to jail. Y'all kill me when y'all say Dr. Dingleberry. All right, so if there's any guys that have been violated or wants to talk about this situation, you are more than welcome to join the live. I will drop the chat in a few seconds. And let me drop it now so y'all can get ready. Hold. All right, so the link is at the top. I pinned it. So if there are any guys, males, who've been through this situation that Lavontraye is going through right now, you're more than welcome to join the live. Okay, you're more than welcome, right? Or if you know somebody that knows somebody, you're more than welcome if you're a male, right? So make sure you guys drop in the chat, justice for Lavontraye Andrews, justice for Lavontraye Andrews. I also wanted to talk about he can hit the link. He can hit the link, Daryl. So he said, no, I don't. He said, okay, so if there's no males, we invite the females as well. There was no males. All right, so if you are female, if you've been through any type of child abuse or anything, you're more than welcome to join the live. I'm on the phone with this fool. Oh my God. So anyway, hit the link. If you want to hit the link, it's at the top. But I wanted to talk about this before I got off. You know, Miss Lisa, is that her name? Larry's ex-wife. Miss Lisa was so confident in it, saying, oh, Larry would never do such a thing. Oh, he's a very sweet, kind guy. You know, she was so confident in what she was saying in the Patreon conversation. She sounded like a woman that was in denial. That's what she sounded like, a woman that was in denial. She was so confident in what she was saying. But she also said she wasn't there for 2 years. And we're not just going to talk about she wasn't there for 2 years. It doesn't matter when she was there. If a man wants to do something, he's going to do it anyway. And he also mentioned that he was on trips and giving gifts, and he was giving much lip around that time, right? So he could have had any opportunity to do these things that he has been accused of, regardless if she was there or not. If a man want to do something, they're going to do it anyway. And somebody please tell her, if a man going to do something, he going to do it anyway. Larry have also admitted that the boys were coming in his room. So how did Lisa miss that? How did Lisa miss that? Tell me. She was in the night. That's why they were crying, Encourage. That's why they were crying. That's why she was crying. They was all crying. And for Shamako to say, oh, he was in love with Larry. Y'all in big trouble, baby. I just hope this right here goes to court. They are in big trouble, especially Shamako for signing off on this crap, talking about, oh, Larry Reid didn't know him. Larry Reid didn't see him. He was in love. But you was responsible for Lavontraye. This is according to the document, but we know better. This is according to the documents, but we know better. That's why Larry kept saying, when I went over there, I went with Vincent Hill. So therefore, it can make it seem like he had a witness. Y'all got to listen to what this man is saying. Oh, I went with Vincent Hill over there when I took him to the store to get some drawers. But did anybody go to the store with you when you went and bought him some drawers? At the age of 18 years old, 17, 18 years old. Who does that for us? But anyway, let me see who's in this chat. I know, right? I'm just saying, yeah, bad churches, they are full of it. And if they tell this to a judge, they are strewed. Exactly. Strewed just like they did them boys. All of those boys and that little girl. But I'm going to say allegedly. But I know about the little girl, Larry. We know. You just confirmed it. I know about the little girl. But it's okay. Remember, you the only source around here. Y'all remember, he's the only source around here, but God shows us stuff too. And I had already saw it. I had to go to a pastor to talk about Larry and the dreams I was having about him. Visions, really, that I was having about Larry Reid in his school. And this girl, children, before I met Daryl. So, you know, it's all good. Let me let these people in here because I know they were probably mad church to see it is. And Tree. Okay, Trees. I'm letting Mad in.
Hooty hoo. What up? Hooty hoo.
Let him on in here, y'all. Gotta let him in. Gotta let him in. Okay, you guys. I appreciate you two guys. All about trees.
Yeah, I'm gonna let All About Trees go first since she had that exclusive interview earlier.
No, sir.
No, listen, the first thing I'm gonna do is say Daryl Moore asked me to come over here and he just wanted me to let you know how much he loves you and he's got his eye on you. He's watching what you're doing over here.
Hey, so tell Darren, I've been trying to hang in here and I kept those videos too. Look, I got that other video that he had on his page, and I'm like, I get a phone every minute. So I'm trying to get that video out of my phone because I got that whole entire interview of him and the accused, one of the accused he interviewed. I have that video.
Now, one thing I can say about you, the few times that I've heard you All About the Trees, I didn't even know that was your screen name because I think the first time I encountered you, you were on someone else's platform, but I don't think that was your name. Or that was your screen name. I'm not really sure. But I thought I talked to you before. Am I correct?
I haven't spoken to you personally, but I have been watching before even I became a content creator. Now, my channel name has always been All About the Trees, but I may, in StreamYard, I might change, my tag.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I think we were either on the King Payne or Sectors TV program, and I thought I had a conversation with you, but I'm not sure. That is
no, I haven't spoken with you. I always wanted to though, because
okay. I apologize because I'm just like I could have swore your voice sounds so familiar, but everybody with these avatars, I'd be like I don't even know who I'm talking to.
Yes,
exactly. Yes. So, but let me tell All About Trees. All About Trees, I applaud you for such a wonderful interview with Lavontraye Andrews.
Thank you.
And you went to crying in, and I was like, oh my God. I came in at the last end because I be busy. I really do.
I know.
Look, I do things I do other things, and I have to keep my personal life kind of private because of what I do, you know. But I try my best to watch you while I'm driving in my car. After I'm done with certain things, I try to watch you. But I really applaud you for the interview you did with Lavontraye Andrews, and I applaud him too as well for being so brave. You know, and it's not easy. And I mentioned that in the chat. I've been through some things as well, and I know others that have been through similar situations like his and has been manipulated by the church. I mean, I applaud you. You can go.
Thank you. And you know, I tried to compose myself the best way that I could, because you know, it's hard to compartmentalize my own experience. However, I keep that in mind. I tuck it, but of course, it's going to be a little bit skewed because of my own experience. However, before I came to the conclusion that I need to be a voice, I need to keep making noise, because they wanted to silence Daryl Moore. They wanted to silence Mad Church Disease, and the brazenness and the cavalier attitude in regards to the gravity and the heaviness of this issue is very appalling, and it speaks to how comfortable these people have become. And when I first started covering this issue, a lot of trolls were coming out. A lot of people. I'm not easily shaken nor stirred. I'm not a martini. I always say that. And so when all these trolls and the Bitcoin person, and I had a run-in with them, and I shut them down, and I was receiving all types of stuff, and I paid it no mind, because see, the one thing about trolls is that trolls need attention in order to exist. And when you shut all of that noise out and you keep the focus on the focus, they have no leg to stand on. All of these different smoke and mirror diversionary tactics, I didn't pay any attention to. I kept doing my research. I kept digging, not just what the current content creators are putting out there, but what they said in the past, the lies that they forgot that they told. And I focused on that. And it chipped away. And eventually people heard us. And I'm just so thankful, and I'm grateful, and I'm humble, because it's not about me. It's not about my channel. It's about the victims, is about the people who have been affected and are still being affected. Because me surviving when I was 5 years old, and that happened to me, and certain things that other people say, like the survivors, when he was talking about that zebra blanket, and it even the people who are now on the fence, they are starting to second guess. They're starting to question, and I implore them to dig. Don't take my word for it. Do the research for yourself, because it's a lot of things that these people on the opposite side of the fence that are saying that is just not true. When you look at the court documents, and you look at how they have spun certain situations, like with Daryl Moore, and how the 30-gallon wig with glasses, we're trying to say that he lost that court case, and it's not so. We were reading the transcripts, and Lavontraye did answer, but yet when you go on the other side of the fence, they are trying to spin it, okay, like Scandal. Olivia Pope, when she did defend her clients, she didn't defend her clients with the truth. She spun it. She took one iota of the situation that could have been true, and she mixed it with 1,000 lies. So with that being said, just do your own research. And a lot of things in Tasha K, we don't have a good history, but however, I'm willing to put that difference aside so that the main thing can continuously be the main thing.
Amen to that. And I've been trying to tell people that for I don't know how many days. Even if you don't like the person, is focus on what the true issue is, you know, because all these people out here hating and don't like this person and don't like this person. The truth is always going to be the truth, and it's never going to be a lie. And, the whole focus that Daryl had from the beginning was about giving these people a voice and allowing their voices to be heard. And so I don't get into all of that. That's why I don't know who said what. That was my first time, Miss Furlow Speaks, hearing those people spin that thing the way he told me, they are all mad at me because I put them all out my house. Now, wait a minute.
That's what I wanted to ask you, both of you guys. How do you feel about that when Larry said
Well,
that?
first of all, he's lying. If you listen to the mother told you when she met Larry, she had a 3-bedroom condo. And then in the audio you play, he said, "Oh, she was living in her van." Yeah, because you screwed her. You screwed what she was doing, and you knew exactly. Listen, I'm no dummy. Now, wait a minute here now. Wait a minute. Let me sit up in my chair. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not familiar with church culture, let me tell you something. This woman went to go preach in Larry's church. She became an evangelist in a 30-member church. So she wasn't making no money. So it wasn't like he could put her on staff. So the only way that she was going to make a name for herself, or she was going to make some money in the church game, is you got to become, you got to go out into, the community,
become visible.
Right. Absolutely. So that's how she's going to have to go make her money. But here's what he did. He sent her to Timbuktu, the Wale Zimbabwe somewhere, St. Martin, I think she said it was. And he going to send her over there with a church that probably didn't have about the same amount of people that he had, about 30 people. So she still ain't making no money. But now you got her children, or one of her children,
and now them at his mercy.
Absolutely. And now she's got to try to make money, grow this church, survive. And then at one point, you pull the rug from up under her. Now she's got to come back from that horrible place. And now where's she supposed to come back to? She ain't made no money. She ain't got no money. So what other option do she have but to stay with Larry? You understand what I'm saying? He knew what he was doing.
Absolutely. Disenfranchised, vulnerable demographic of people. That's what I used the serial killer reference. A lot of serial killers target the throwaways of our society, like the homeless people, the prostitutes. And because nobody will be checking for them if they turn up missing. So same thing.
It's absurd. And what I don't like about it, and if I'm going to be honest with you, because we've been knowing that Larry's been lying for years. We've been knowing it. All we've been doing is letting him talk and giving commentary to the crap that he says. And this is the thing, you all. All you got to do is talk about the crap he says, because he talks so much and he lies so much. Just like you just said, he don't remember the lies he tells.
Exactly. My commentary has been nothing but old videos. I would play the old videos of what he said one time and what he said at another time. And see, they forget. I go into the crates. I dig into the crates and in the basement, and I dig up them old videos and I play it. And then I do my commentary based off of that. So all of those lawsuits and defamatory lawsuits that they're threatening, it has no effect on me because I'm using and interpreting your own words. Okay?
Correct.
With no malicious intent that you can ever establish.
And let me just also tell you, to all of these people out here that he's threatening with these lawsuits, at this point, it is in a legal document that Lavontraye Andrews has filed with the court. And he has stated in that legal document what he alleges that Larry Reid did to him. All you're going to need to do is to submit that to the court along with your response and let the chips fall where they may. So he can try that crap if he want to. But no, it's on a legal document what Lavontraye has said and stated what he has done to him. Period. Point blank.
Period. Point blank. And I am not easily shaken. Okay. I fear God, no one else. And this is another point, and then I gotta go because Sean is really putting a lot of attention on this, and he's live now talking about what we're talking about. And this is one thing that I told Lavontraye that he didn't even know. Did you ever hear about Bishop Jordan? His mentor was Reverend Ike. Reverend Ike was accused of the same thing that Larry Reid is now being accused of.
Yes, I'm fully aware. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And so now it makes sense why Shamarko and Bishop Jordan will tell Larry, don't take this to court. If you take this to court, it's like open up the Pandora's box. You don't know what's going to come out. You don't know if the other accusers are going to side with Lavontraye, and you don't even remember half of the people that are now waiting awaiting for their moment to stand firm in solidarity to come and speak out against you.
Now, before you go, Larry, at one time in one of these videos, he said at one point he had 27 people living in his house.
37.
Oh, it was 37. I can't keep up with the lies. That's your whole church, nigga.
That's what I was saying. I was saying, so where is all of these people coming from? Because the other young man said it was about 12 people in the congregation.
Yeah, it ain't, but at one, for my understanding, my research and what we looked at, you ain't never had but a max of 50 people. Everything is 50 and below. And at one point, when you had that stupid school, you put on a legal document that you had 50 students but 100 teachers. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You said you had 100 teachers but 50 students. I'm just saying. So I mean, keep digging, y'all. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Keep digging. There's a whole lot more stuff out there. That's
now,
all
before I go, church disease. One of my treetops had tipped me off because she lives in North Carolina, and she says that it's a wife of a bishop who is now incarcerated. That she blames Larry for having her husband behind bars because he took the rap for some type of embezzlement that occurred, and he's now doing time. So I think it was Blazing.
Oh no, that's Bazemore. And I did a video on my channel that's no longer there. I had told that story a while back. And if I'm gonna probably have to go watch my own damn video to remind myself.
If you can send me that link to that video.
I'll see what I can do.
No, I won't play it, but just so I could take some notes because I wanted to reach out to.
He's gone to jail. If I'm not mistaken, he's gone to jail twice, and because let me tell you what they've been doing. And there's another preacher in North Carolina that I believe that him and that lady are actually connected, even though they've never come out because of the scam that they've been running in North Carolina with this credit and these credit cards, right? So there's another preacher. I did a whole story on her. She was indicted by the FBI, and I haven't done a follow-up story. So you all need to get that information and do a run on to go do some research on that. She was doing a car scam. They was all doing these car scams where they were buying these cars and putting them into different names. But that's what Bazemore went to jail for the last time, is the fact that he was running this car scam. It is credit scam. But this other preacher, her brother, everybody in her whole family almost just got indicted because of this car scam that they were doing. And I was like, oh my God. But in my research, I realized they were all in the same city, in the same area. And there is no way under God's green earth that those people didn't know each other. No one is going to be able to convince me of that. I just had to stop all my research and stuff because other things fell in our lap and we had to go research.
Well, that sounds like a boy I know named Rico.
I'm just saying.
I
don't know him. But yeah, is he a pastor? What does he
somebody named Rico?
What is he, a preacher, pastor? What does he do?
No, the RICO statute. Organized crime.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, I'm like, huh?
What you talking about?
But yeah, I just want to salute to you and Mr. Daryl Moore, because you guys are the pioneers, and it's because of you guys' video that I even knew about it, and I remembered because I watched it repeatedly, and I just thank you guys, and I thank Tasha K as well for putting it on a broader spectrum. No matter what her motivation was, it's being heard, and that's all I can ask for.
Exactly. What the devil does for bad, God will turn it for your good.
Around for good, and his usual diversionary tactics are now no longer working. You can't.
They sure aren't working.
Exactly.
It's not working, and now more and more people are catching on, even the people that was previously on his side. That's why I got to get over here to my boo. But I want you to do another video if you could tonight, because I know Sean is going to drive it on home.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, you all.
Thank you.
All right. I appreciate you coming on.
God bless you, because I wanted to share my experience as well when we're talking about the survivors of sexual abuse. Thank you. God bless you.
You want me to come back on tonight?
Yes, if you can, after Sean ends his live, because he's doing it now.
Okay, I'll do one probably about 10.
Thank you so very much, and thank the chat for the support.
All right, thank you, Ryan, for this the Cash App. Thank you for the Cash App. All right, so let me get ready to get off of here. I'm coming back on Mad Church Disease.
All right, I'll try to be up. I'm sure that Daryl will keep me.
Yeah,
awake.
I really want to talk about child abuse and stuff like that. And if anybody ever been through that, they can share their story as well. So I'll be back on probably later. Probably
All right,
about
well,
what time? What time is it? Where you at?
I'm at 5. Well, it's about 6 o'clock, so it's 5:56 where I'm at now.
Oh wow!
So because it's 6 o'clock your time, right?
No, it's 8:56.
Oh, it's 8 your time. So you're what? About 3 hours ahead. 6, 7, 8, 2 hours ahead. I'm sorry. 2 hours.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be back. Daryl will keep me posted because he's watching. He's keeping his eye on you, so that's good. So
thank you, Daryl. I appreciate it. I'm out there watching I'm watching everybody commentary. Whew, Lord, I've been watching everybody's. Appreciate you guys. I really do. I will be back on later tonight. Thank you guys for the Cash App. Thank you guys so much. You guys go and support All About Trees, Daryl Moore, King Payne, Sean Davy Way, those that are trying to get this story out in a positive way. You guys go follow them. I'm not going to entertain nobody trying to be manipulative or trying to windmill for Larry in a manipulative way. Just bring the story out the way it's been presented. Whatever he's saying, just bring it out. And that's all I'm doing. Whatever he say, I'm commentating about it, giving my opinion. So y'all do the same, okay? Hi, Star. Hey, you ain't gonna do me like you did the other day, Star. You're not gonna do it. This time, I will get off of here, okay? That's what we're gonna do. Thank you, guys, for the Cash Out super chats. If you send those, that's also a super chat. Thanks. You can send it. I know I've seen a couple of thanks in the comments, and I'm sorry, you guys, if I missed you, but I appreciate all the donations, everything you guys send me. I do have more to talk about when it comes to this case on a spiritual level. Like I say, there are things I did see about Larry Reid before I met Daryl Moore. Before I even heard about the allegations, I could not understand it at first because I didn't know he had a school. I didn't know anything about that. So there's a lot of rumors and allegations and accusations and all that flying out here about Larry Reid. So much. It is so much. It's so deep. And it's sad how in his mind, he always say that word, in his mind. It's sad. In his mind, he believed that his behavior is okay. In his mind. But we're going to go a little deeper when it comes to this type of behavior. In my opinion, he operates in a childlike behavior as well. I don't think he thought he was 28, 29, or 30 at the time. I don't think he really understood that he was an adult. He was in a position of trust over these children. He probably thought he was the same age they were in his mind. But we're going to get off of that. So he always saying in your mind all the time. Let me see what happened to my other phone. Hi, Darlene. Hi. How are you? All right. Thank you, Cocktail. Haven't seen you in a while. Exactly. Reprobate mind. In his mind. Right. But this all allegedly. It's only my opinion. So you guys make sure you hit the like button, and we're going to go ahead and get off of here. But we're coming back. And if you have a story, or if you have dealt with any trauma in your past dealing with child abuse, it can be physical abuse by a man, woman, or whoever, you're more than welcome to join the chat. This chat is going to be very sensitive. So make sure you guys buckle your seat belts, throw your scriptures up there and stuff like that too as well. You know, if you have to, you know, because I'm not going to say, hey, don't put no scriptures up there, but you can throw scriptures up there in the chat, you know, and stuff like that. But the next segment is going to be sensitive, right? And I may tell a little bit about my experiences as well, certain things that I know about. I just would like to applaud Lavontraye Andrews again. Thank you so much for coming forward. You are so brave, so brave. And you don't know how many lives you are saving. So many young men have been through the same identical thing, but maybe even worse. I mean, I applaud him. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I pray that Larry Reid get some help. And I don't understand why he didn't ever go to counseling if he had been sexual assaulted or sexual abused, molested, physically abused. I don't know why he didn't. But if he was, this is on allegedly, but from what we are hearing, it seems like he picked up this behavior on his own from what we are hearing. So you guys, this is a very sensitive, I'm telling you, just like All About Tree was in tears, trust me, just hearing Lavontraye talk, it will bring you to tears. Because I understand what people go through when they have been through trauma. They do forget. There are some things that I could not even remember until a certain thing happened to me and I remembered. Suppressed memories. So I know what Lavontraye going through. I know what he's going through. So make sure you guys, like I say, hit like. I want you to comment below, justice for Lavontraye Andrews.
You would not believe it. So yeah, I'm gonna hold off on that, man. Because I really, honestly, not because I'm afraid to talk about it.
He didn't have a skill set outside of playing drums that he could do for me. I was helping him, because you got to remember, this guy was very close to me in Shamako. So we our boundaries wasn't good. The moment we recognized that we were being replaced in his mind from a father that was not there, and in his words, a mother that was not there. That was the words of him and his brother. Called, I did have a relationship with his brother in 2007 via social media. We were sort of like picking up where she left off, and the father was not there. But that don't work no more on me. So that's that. So let me put this up so you can look at the timeline, so you can understand that this is very strategic. They know I did not know Lavontraye at 15 years old. Okay. 2004. He was 14. In the first interview he had, oh Lord, I didn't know his name was in here. I don't like saying his name. He claimed he was molested at a particular home, 3216 Illustrated Drive, Raleigh, North Carolina. That house wasn't even in existence. 2005, he was 15. Now remember, his birthday is October 1990. So he doesn't become this age until in October. Second interview, he said he was 15. This is the interview with Bishop Whitehead. In 2005, he said he was 15, and he was. But he didn't say that he had a year wrong, because he said that's when the molestation started in 3216. The house was not built. I closed on that house later in October, moved into it the next month. So he would be 16 after I moved into the house, and he will stay 16 until October of the next year. It was the next year, and that year he was 17, but that's after October. And that year is when I saw him. Now let me explain the saw him when I say that. I would just come around. Shamaka was the go-to when it came to the members. And then Latrice, and it went on and on. Now, me and Lisa was pretty separated from the members. We were like, you know how black churches is. They were like pastor and first lady and the child. We only had one at the time. And I was preaching, however, but it was really Mako and Latrice who were like the main touch points in the ministry. So I went over to Mako house because it was in the same neighborhood. I went to Mako house and I walked in because his house was full. Now this is 2007, so I brought the church there in March of 2007. So Mako and them moved to that place in 2007. So this is around the summer, July, August. And me and Vincent went over to Shamako house. And when we walked in, I was speaking to everybody and looking, I said, now who's that? I said, oh, what you got on? What is that you look a mess? And talking about
this really, when these accusations are brought up, it really triggers me because of the blood, sweat, and tears that went into building this ministry. I remember, so they don't know, we always joke and talk about Wade and everything like that, but we went from a nice townhouse. This is in my book too, because this is part of my good grief. We went from a nice townhouse to viewing a land that had an abandoned property on it. And I would say the house was abandoned too, but Reid said, God said, we're going to live here and we're going to start ministry. And I gave so much. Reid was so much into the church broke our marriage up. I'm not even going to I'm not going to sugarcoat it because these people pulled on him so much. And I would fuss about it behind the scenes because I'm like, but you would never know it in church. You know, I would smile, you know, whatever. But when it came to the point where when Xaria was born and Reid was given, like for Christmas, Reid would get everybody something in church for Christmas. Suits, shoes, men's suits, women's suits, shoes, clothes. I'm like, what is going on? And I would say, Reid, my pastor never did this. Like, what are you doing? Like, this is not something that much to take in because you know it's a lie. Like, there is no, Reid had never been by himself. Never. We were married all the way up until 2007. Lavontraye was born in 1990, so that makes him 17. And you know, if I'm in the picture, that is not happening. So what are you talking about? I'm like, and then they try to paint the narrative, oh, she wasn't there. I was only gone for 2 years. And when I came back, me and Reid was together. So I'm trying to figure out. And then when it wasn't me, he was engaged to Jennifer, and he was engaged to somebody else, and she was overseas, so he was doing a whole lot of traveling and all those things. Because when he called me, he was in London. So I'm like, so what are you talking about? None of this. Reid was never by himself.
always stayed up in the room as I still do now. And just like now, everybody comes one by one into my room and asks me, engage me, talk to me, however. So we were by ourselves because there were things that he would do and nobody would be around. Always stayed up in the room as I still do now. And just like now, everybody comes one by one into my room and asks me, engage me, talk to me, however. So we were by ourselves because there were things that he would do and nobody would be around. You know, I'm gonna be very clear about this. What he is touting and saying that I did was not me. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it like that. I didn't know that I was being obsessed over. I did not know that I was being used to fulfill voids. I did know who he was or who he could be and had some fears about that because of how he would. If Vincent or Kendall were trying to come to my house, he would get up, grass up, and run to my house to get there first, and then because he didn't like other people being around me. So, but I didn't know that. I didn't know none of that. I did not know when I would leave the house when we was all staying together in 2009 and 3216, and then